are we, as Toronto Maple Leafs fans, destined to watch the same defensive story unfold. Season after season, a Groundhog Day loop of unfulfilled potential on the blue line. As the calendar flips towards the 2025-26 NHL campaign, a chilling sense of déjà vu hangs heavy in the air. The defensive core, the very foundation upon which championship dreams are built, appears eerily identical to the one that skated off the ice after last season's playoff exit. All 6 defensemen who formed that postseason blue line are under contract, seemingly locking in a status quo that many believe is simply not good enough. But what if there was a bold, audacious move, a strategic masterstroke that could inject the very offensive dynamism this team desperately craves? What if, indeed, the solution lies in a proposed trade that could fundamentally reshape the Leafs' backend and finally unleash their true potential? The Toronto Maple Leafs have, for years, been a team defined by their offensive firepower, a dazzling array of forwards capable of lighting up the scoreboard on any given night. Yet, beneath the glittering spectacle of their attack, a persistent question mark has shadowed their defense. While undeniably solid, often veteran-laden, and capable of neutralizing opponents, the blue line has frequently lacked that elusive, game-breaking offensive spark, that dynamic puck-moving presence that can turn defense into instant offense with a single decisive play. We've seen Morgan Rielly and, more recently, Oliver Ekman-Larsson shoulder much of the offensive burden from the back, but the collective identity of the defense leans heavily into a more traditional shutdown role. This isn't a criticism of effort or capability. It's an observation of a strategic imbalance that, in the cutthroat environment of the NHL playoffs, can prove to be the difference between a deep run and another early exit. General Manager Brad Treliving, a man known for his willingness to make big moves, faces the daunting task of evolving this defensive unit without disrupting its core stability. The challenge is immense, but the opportunity for transformation is equally compelling. Enter Brandt Clarke, a name that has been whispered in the corridors of hockey speculation, now brought into sharp focus by Caleb Kearney of Heavy Sports. Kearney's proposed trade with the Los Angeles Kings is not just a suggestion, it's a blueprint for the kind of seismic shift Toronto needs. Imagine a 22-year-old right-shot defenseman standing at 6 feet 2 inches and 200 pounds, a player selected 8th overall in the 2021 draft, donning the Maple Leafs blue and white. Clarke isn't just another defenseman. He's an offensive dynamo, a player whose skill set is precisely what the Leafs have been missing. Last season, he notched an impressive 33 points in 78 games, averaging just over 16 minutes of ice time per night. These aren't just numbers. They are a testament to his innate ability to impact the game from the back end, to drive play, and to create scoring opportunities where none seem to exist. His speed, his unparalleled puck-moving ability, and his offensive power are not just desirable traits. They are essential components for a team aiming for true championship contention. He represents the modern defenseman, a player who can defend with intelligence, but truly shines when transitioning the puck and quarterbacking the attack. The proposed trade, as outlined by Kearney, sees the Toronto Maple Leafs acquiring Brandt Clarke, while the Los Angeles Kings would receive Brandon Carlo. Let's dissect this exchange, understanding the motivations and potential benefits for both sides. For the Maple Leafs, the acquisition of Clarke is a clear statement of intent. He is the offensive defenseman they have been searching for, a player who can inject youthful exuberance and a high-octane offensive game into a blue line that, while reliable, can sometimes feel a touch stagnant. Clarke's ability to skate the puck out of trouble, to make precise breakout passes, and to unleash a dangerous shot from the point would immediately elevate the Leaf transition game and their power play. He's also entering the final year of his entry-level contract, a 3-year, $2.59 million deal, which gives Toronto a valuable window to assess his fit and negotiate a long-term extension. This move isn't just about adding a player. It's about adding a dimension, a new weapon in their arsenal that could unlock even greater offensive potential from their star forwards. On the other side of the ledger, the Los Angeles Kings would be adding Brandon Carlo, a 28-year-old defenseman renowned for his defensive prowess. Carlo, Initially drafted by the Boston Bruins in 2015 and later traded to the Maple Leafs before last season's trade deadline, is the epitome of a shutdown defenseman. In 83 games for Toronto, he recorded 12 points, 78 shots, 90 hits, and an impressive 157 block shots, averaging nearly 19 minutes of ice time per game. His game is built on physicality, defensive responsibility, and a willingness to sacrifice his body. For the Kings, a team that prides itself on a robust, defensively sound identity, Carlo would represent an immediate upgrade in their ability to neutralize opposing threats and protect their own net. He brings a veteran presence and a proven track record of playing tough, playoff-style hockey. Carlo also has 2 years remaining on the 6-year, $24.6 million deal he originally signed with the Bruins, providing the Kings with cost certainty and a reliable presence on their back end for the foreseeable future. This trade, therefore, is a classic hockey exchange. Offensive upside for defensive solidity, a strategic realignment for both franchises based on their perceived needs and strengths. However, making a move of this magnitude is never simple. The Kings, having invested a high draft pick in Brandt Clarke, may not be ready to part with him, especially given his continued development. Young, offensively gifted right-shot defensemen are a rare commodity in the NHL, and Los Angeles would undoubtedly demand a significant return. The challenge for Brad Treliving isn't just identifying the right player, but convincing a rival general manager to part with a cornerstone of their future. This isn't a matter of simply swapping players. It's a negotiation that requires finesse, leverage, and perhaps a willingness to sweeten the pot beyond a one-for-one exchange. The stakes are incredibly high, and the pressure on Treliving to make the right call is immense. He must weigh the immediate impact of Clarke against the long-term value of a player like Carlo, and consider the ripple effects such a trade would have on the entire roster. The strategic implications for Toronto are profound. The current blue line, featuring veterans like Morgan Reilly and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, provides experience and some offensive flair, but the addition of Clarke would fundamentally rebalance the unit. His speed and puck-moving ability would allow the Leafs to transition from defense to offense with greater efficiency and explosiveness. Imagine Clarke quarterbacking the second power play unit or joining the rush, creating odd-man opportunities that currently rely heavily on the forwards. He would provide a much-needed injection of youth and dynamism, complementing the more defensively inclined players and creating a more versatile and unpredictable defensive core. This kind of change isn't just about adding a player. It's about altering the team's identity, making them harder to play against and more dangerous in all 3 zones. While a move of this magnitude is difficult to execute before the season begins, especially with training camps already underway, it's the kind of strategic play that Brad Treliving might keep in his back pocket. Should the Maple Leafs start the 2025-26 season slowly, particularly if their defensive struggles persist, the pressure to make a bold move before the trade deadline will intensify, and Brandt Clarke's name could once again rise to the top of the target list. So, as we stand on the precipice of a new season, the question lingers. Will the Toronto Maple Leafs make the audacious move necessary to truly elevate their defensive game? The proposed acquisition of Brandt Clarke isn't just about adding another player. It's about embracing a new philosophy, a commitment to a more dynamic, offensively potent blue line that can finally complement their star-studded forward group. It's a tantalizing prospect, one that could ignite the passion of Leafs Nation and provide the missing piece in their quest for the Stanley Cup. The path to glory is rarely easy, and sometimes the boldest moves are the ones that define a franchise. What do you think, Leafs Nation? Is Brandt Clarke the missing piece for Toronto's defense, and would you be willing to part with Brandon Carlo to acquire him? Do you believe Brad Treliving should make this move now, or wait until closer to the trade deadline? Share your passionate opinions and predictions in the comments below. Your insights fuel this incredible hockey conversation. And if you're as pumped as we are for the potential of this Maple Leaf season, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss a single moment of our in-depth coverage. Let's go, Leafs!